you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, man.
You know,
Cold
we're
out here in Daly City. Yesterday was nice and warm.
yeah.
No
What about
tank
today?
top walking around. Today is like bird.
Daly City, man. It's weird, for anybody who's never been to Daly City. I think Daly City and Foster City, you guys are so close where it's like sometimes sometimes winter is summer, summer is winter, you know what I mean? Like
No, you're right. Except we get the fog, man. Almost like
yeah.
14 days straight. You know. So
But
let's
hey, I want to dive deep, man. I want to dive
go.
deep into your dance history, for all the people. Most of the people here in the Bay Area already know who you are, but we got some viewers that are international. Okay,
Mm.
so here's the one and only Chaz with Groovemekanex. Let's start way back, bro, because you got some dance history that's even outside of the Bay Area. Can you just take us through, like from when you guys started, bro?
Oh yeah, man. Well, I started because I'm from San Francisco. All that started in the '70s, actually. Like my first dance anything was like in '76. I was 6. My dad used to have these company parties, and they would have like these disco, oh, we'll have the kids have a, disco dance competition.
Okay.
And I'd win it all the time, because apparently I have rhythm.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna take back just a second.
Yeah,
Your dad had these company parties. What
yeah.
what company did he work for?
He was an aircraft mechanic. He used to work for Western Airlines, and
Okay,
then like in '82,
okay.
Delta took over that.
Now, did he also dance? I mean, what did you get the dance from? Was it from family or just from neighborhood kids? Where did that
It,
come from?
it, I guess I got it natural from family.
Okay,
I
so family
inherited
always
it.
had music playing, or what's that?
Yeah, yeah, man. Pops always had like, man. Sometimes if he liked a song, he'll listen to it like 30 times in a row. I do the same thing. Um, the family just loves to feel all the families on my dad's side. They all can like sing, dance. I had a
Mm,
cousin that can like used to like be able to pick up the, well, he still does, but he can pick up the guitar when he was 5
mm,
and sing in tune with it, like this
damn,
5-year-old kid, man,
damn.
back in the PI.
Okay.
So all that,
Wait, were you born in PI in the Philippines, or were
I
you born
was,
here?
I was,
Okay,
I came here when I was 5.
okay. You came to San Francisco when you're 5.
Yeah, yeah,
Got you. All
here in
right.
San Francisco when I was 5. And so, yeah, so I would win these disco dances. Um, but I think the main uh, boosters were my uncles on my mom's side,
Mm-hmm.
because we go to church. We go to my grandparents' house. My uncles live there,
Okay.
and man, when we get there, man, it's like 10 o'clock. We get there, and these guys already had like radio. I mean, their records playing. They
Okay.
would get the latest stuff, and both of them would
What were
dance.
they playing? Like gospel? Like I'm thinking it's this Sunday. You're talking about Sunday morning, 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah, but at their house. So when we
Okay.
get there, they're playing like stuff from the radio. They bought
Okay.
records, and they're playing like Isley Brothers, or
Right.
Pointer Sisters, all that stuff, right?
Right. Right.
My youngest uncle, he would dance, and my uncle looked like he came from the club. My older uncle was gay, so he
Wait,
would
you said you
teach
said on
me.
Sunday morning it looked like he came from the club.
Yeah, because like I come home at 10 o'clock, and my other uncle's wearing, like, my other uncle, the younger one's wearing a robe, so he slept. My other one, man, he's still like in these like white bell bottoms,
Mm-hmm.
So he must have been hanging around, hanging out all night, come home, and then they're dancing.
Yeah.
I came to my grandparents' house like that all the time. So I would just like sit there and watch. I would dance, and that was it. That was it. So it's interesting. Like I have the material, but it took like people from the outside to like, influence me. You know.
Right. Right. Okay. So San Francisco, and then tell me about when did you move to the East Coast?
Um, well, the SF is when I started like strutting, breaking, right? When in the
Oh, that's
'80s.
right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were strutting here and that's the term that Bay Area use. We use here.
Yeah. When my cousins were teaching me, I was 9, and so they were teaching me like the Fillmore, but it was evolving, right?
Okay. Okay.
So in the 80s, when we say strutting, then it was actually pop. You were mixing all sorts of different styles into it. So you weren't just doing like, the boogaloo, the Oakland boogaloo,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
You weren't doing like dime stopping as much as like hitting,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Um, and then like breaking, 81, 82. That's when I started. Um,
So you said your cousins were the one that showed you that. Is that right?
yeah,
Or
yeah, yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah. Yeah. And
What
it's
about were there like other kids in school or the neighborhood that that were pretty good that were known at that
mm,
time? Do you remember?
not not in like in the 70s and late 70s. Like I had cousins, but where I'm from in San Francisco, the Sunset, I mainly grew up in an Irish neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that's who were my friends were. They weren't much as dancing as when they started in the 80s. Like my age group saw
Right.
break-in, and that was the fad.
Right.
Strutting, like it was what as a is like what 10 years back.
Okay.
So you were okay, like you were more ethnic than anything else if you knew about strutting,
Right. Right.
you know.
Okay.
And so yeah, like the 80s brought back that scene,
Mm-hmm.
mixing everything. But the 80s was like all about breaking and b-boying. Um, so when that happened, it was like okay, it was just a thing to do, you know.
Right.
I never would have guessed that I'd be doing it, for this long. Um, but yeah, yeah, strutting came before, of course. Um, and then all the DJing, all the whole culture, the graph, the rhyme writing,
Right.
all that, all the b-boy gear, the Adidas.
Now, did you lock back then too, or
I did, but
but
I
it was strutting first?
strutting first,
Okay.
and then soon after breaking, because you were seeing it like what is that? Like what are they doing in these
Okay.
commercials? You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
You know,
When did you
but
first see breaking though? For me, it was the movies, right? It was for me, because us here in the West Coast, it wasn't for me at least. It was I didn't see it until Break In or Beat Street that hit the movies, and then I start seeing kids in the at school doing it. But what about you?
um, well, because of lot of the older heads that were already hip to breaking, like okay, LA would come up, and they were breaking like early 80s. Um, but I saw like commercials, like in like 1980, 1981.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, of course, 82. Breaking came out. The movie I think came out like in 84, but we were already doing stuff,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like David Letterman,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, Carol Burnett, or like all those, you know,
Oh, all those shows.
70s
Okay.
shows that would show like, oh, okay, especially like Solid Gold,
Solid Gold Soul Train
yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
Soul
All
Train,
right.
yeah. So those things. Um, but again, like all my dances stem from like disco dance because I didn't know strutting then.
Okay.
Like 6, 7, 8 years old, 9. At 9, I started like my cousins were teaching me how to strut.
Right. It was from family.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then I didn't start locking until like 84.
Okay. And who
That
showed you that?
what's happening? Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Rerun.
So I would see that. I would see the locking, and I wasn't like much interested in it. But when 82, 83, like like we're kids, we're like battling each other, competing,
Okay.
calling out each other,
Okay.
and no one was really locking. Like all the older cats were locking. I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna lock.
Oh, okay.
Nobody else can lock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat
For
everybody.
I remember too around the 80s. Yeah, nobody was. I mean, everybody was mainly breaking was the like the new thing and was the hot thing. People were breaking, but I do see some people popping. But as far as locking, it was definitely only as far as my neighborhood, it was definitely just what's happening, on
Yeah,
TV.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so when I saw that in like in the movies, you know, like in Breaking, um, some other like, you know, like Hershey's commercial back then, they had a locking piece. Of course, there was that dude in Solid Gold, one of the main dancers, the black dude with the Jerry curls. He did everything. But he was locking.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so I was like, you know what? I know what's happening. Of course, right? The show, but there's locking in that, and so I'm gonna watch everything, including that. That was my main go-to because it was like I didn't have to wait the weekend every 5:30 here. They were showing what's happening on Channel Two,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And so you know, and that was my go-to. That was my class. I was getting everything, man. I was like asking people. I was asking my cousins to teach me. Um,
Okay.
all that. Just going around like, hey, you know how to lock? Like, can you teach me? Or you know,
Cool. Yo, I know we got so much history, and we're still in San Francisco. I want to move forward a little bit now.
smooth.
When did you get to the East Coast?
I ended up in the East Coast because I joined the military. I joined the army.
Okay, so military brought you over there.
Yeah.
Tell me about the East Coast dance connection, man. I mean, who did you hook up with, and what did you get out of it?
Wow. In the beginning, because okay, I went into training and then I got to DC, 1990, right?
Okay.
And that's when like 90s hip hop evolved, 90s hip hop dance evolved,
Mm-hmm.
that freestyle as they
Mm-hmm.
call it, right? And you know, you had your, you know, of course, I'm coming from a time where it's like there's the hammer, you know, like all the party dances here,
Okay.
bring it over there,
Okay.
and then the dance kind of like changed in terms of where I was going. So then it's like uh, now I got more deep into 90s hip hop. So you're looking at a b-boy standpoint, and then all of a sudden the culture changed to this look and feel of dance, and it's not even like, you know, the West Coast where you're doing like party dances. It's all of a sudden you're like, okay, what is this dance?
Okay.
And so I had a buddy that is I had a friend that introduced me to another guy, and she's like, okay, we got close and we're all hanging out, and this guy's teaching me and my roommate how to like do a DC style hip hop,
Okay.
right? And so that like led into what you know is like a golden era hip hop dance, which is called freestyle.
Okay.
Uh, so it's very underground, very underground. Like, you know, you went to the clubs that only played like hip hop music, 90s style, as opposed to like, you know, radio,
Okay.
you know. And so you're like the whole night you're Gangstar, CL Smooth, all those, man, X Clan, you know, Brand New, like you were going to clubs that were playing that
Okay.
like 1990, and I'm like probably end of 91.
And this is while you're in the military, right? So you
This
were
is while I'm
you were
in.
serving at the same time.
Oh yeah, like, you know,
Okay.
we have another life because military, you just like after all the training, it's just a job. You just do it
Was
in the
this
uniform.
Army or Marines or?
This is Army up
Okay.
in Northern Virginia, right?
Okay.
So yeah, man. I mean, that's where I was stationed at. Northern
Okay.
Virginia is like Daly City to San Francisco, so DC's right there.
Right.
If you were working on that base, then that means you're working in the Pentagon. So I did IT in the Pentagon,
Uh-huh.
you know, stuff like that.
Right. Right.
Um, yeah, so when it's a regular 9 to 5, when your shift is over, you know, you were just gonna chill. You're gonna try to get to know the city. I
Right.
love to dance, so my friends that I made outside of the military, they were taking me to places like, okay, shit, Chaz can dance. He loves to dance, so you know, we'll take him out to places he can dance.
Right.
You know, and they all dance. They all love dancing. You know,
Uh-huh.
and that started it all, man. That's, you know,
Now tell me about Culture Shock Connection, because there's the East Coast Culture Shock, and how'd you get involved with them?
okay. So fast forward, when I started Groovemekanex in 1999, Culture Shock DC established themselves in 2000, which is my God, Margarita from LA, from the original culture with
Oh, you
Angie.
know what, man? Hey, I got my history messed up. So you said Groove Mechanics was before Culture Shock. for you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's backtrack. Sorry about that.
Uh-huh.
Tell me about Groovemekanix first.
Okay.
How did you form that, man? Who'd you form it with?
Oh man, it was crazy because let's see, like '96. So in between that, I was going to house clubs. Like, I was starting to learn house,
Okay,
dance. Including like doing hip hop and house at the same time. It was just
right.
it was just the culture.
Right.
That's the club culture. And I got with this crew called Natural Elements Crew, which is an established group already. They're from
Okay.
DC
Okay.
because they needed a popper and a locker.
Mm-hmm.
And so they saw me one time, and they were like, one of them, this guy named Scrambles and Ghost. They were like, "Hey, you want to be in the crew? We need a popper and locker." You know?
That's dope. Hey, real quick,
Yeah.
Jason Lynn just said what's up on the
What's up,
chat. So
Jason? Yeah.
what's up,
Oh, I
Jason?
know him.
Yeah.
Right on. Peace. Um, so that started like me being a house dancer, be breaking, and then popping and locking in this group, right? And so fast forward like 3 years down the line, um, I started to see like, okay, every time we go to New York, every time we go to Philadelphia, and all these groups, there's always like one person that pops
In the group,
in the group. Yeah.
everybody else does something different.
Yeah, everybody like, well, in my crew, we did a house and breaking and hip
Okay.
hop basically,
Right. Right.
and yeah, and then they were like,
So
hey,
you were the popper of the group.
yeah, popper and lock. Like no one, not too many people locked in DC.
Okay.
People will tell you that I started locking in DC. That's not correct. Like I brought back locking in DC.
Okay.
But
Okay.
like yeah, so DC will call me like one of the a DC OG.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
and so yeah, I see all these people like popping, and they're in breaking crews and all this stuff, and I was like, we all need to get together and form like a popping locking group, like
Is that how
basically a
Groove
boogie
Mechanic
board,
formed?
and that's how Groovemekanix formed.
I see. I
You
see.
know,
So tell me the members back then. Do you remember the people that was there right
um,
from day zero?
day zero. Um, it was before that. It was me and this other guy from another crew, Deadly Venom's crew from Baltimore. His name is Ben Gonzalez, loco. He was the popper and locker of that group,
Okay.
right? And he was so we'd always get together because my crew and their crew were like, we're brothers, so we practiced all the time. We went over there, processed all that stuff, all the good stuff, building. And I told him like, yo, we need to get together and start a group of people that just pop and lock, like a boogie crew.
Okay.
So he thought of this guy named Esperano. uh, I ran into, just for some gangster high school crap, that I ran into this guy named Amato, um, this guy named Rowie. There was like at the time too, parallel to what's going on with that culture, like a bunch of ravers that actually like popping. Like a lot of them into waves, like the liquid
Uh
style
huh. Uh
of
huh.
ravings, which is basically waves. And some of them would hit, and I'm like, yo, like where am I at? Because sometimes we'd support like raves because some of our friends would like play breaks as
Okay.
opposed to like drum and bass and all that stuff, right? And so I would see these people and I would talk to them like, hey, I'm trying to get together a crew that just like does popping. You want to join?
Right.
So the first group of people that joined Groovemekanix, there was 22 of us.
Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. How did you get all these people to show up? I mean, did you post it somewhere, or is it just word of mouth?
Because I'm a club head, like all the clubs. Because I would go to hip hop clubs, of
So all
course.
these people were the people that you met at the club.
Yeah, at the club.
Damn, you said 20 people showed up.
22 people.
Wow.
22 people, right? And,
Damn.
and
All
we
right.
showed up in an event. So imagine these ravers coming in
Right.
at like a hip hop, like a breaking event,
Right.
and they're like, "Oh damn!" And
Wow.
some of them are familiar, of course,
Okay. Wait. So are you saying was that an audition or what was that?
No, there was no audition. I just like wanted to get people together. That's what I
Ah,
do, right? That's my
got
main
it.
thing is getting people together.
Okay.
And so yeah, 22 people showed up, man. Like kids that were wearing like jinkos and like stove tops all the way to like stripes, like
Uh-huh.
that. It's 99, 92. Like reestablished all that. So there were people like getting back to like the old school
Hmm.
review stuff look.
Sniper
And
Game 3. What's up? What's
yeah,
up?
and so yeah, man. uh, 22 people, and we started to hold practice. A lot of them said like they tried to come. A lot of them didn't make it. Six of them like were honest and say, "Hey, man, I really don't have time," because a lot of them were like in college
Right,
and
right, right.
stuff. And so at the end of it all, it was like the five people.
Who are the five?
So Ben, Esperanto, Amato, he's a b-boy, but he pops and locks. Uh, Rowie, and myself.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. Those are the original one. And what year was that? What year was that?
1999. Um,
99.
our
That was
first
99.
1999. Our
All right.
first show was August, and it was at Old Dominion University in Virginia Beach, and we danced for Asian Avenue.
Now, this whole time, were you just always in DC, or did you fly back and forth between?
I did, yeah, like
Okay,
home on leave for Christmas,
okay.
stuff like that.
And tell me about the West Coast connection. How does today's group? How do they all fit in?
Wow. So 99, and so what? Like 5 years later,
Hmm.
I moved back like end of 2004, 2005, like that, not end of 2004. But one of the second generation Groovemekanex, his name is Tippy. He was just all about it. He was all
Where's
about
he from? Where's he from?
He's from Virginia.
Okay.
Um, but Tosh, you know Tasha,
Yep.
they were in the same crew together after Groovemekanex. So he had to leave Groovemekanex for Lockism, right?
Okay.
But while he was in my crew, um, he was just all about it, man. He's looking for like lockers, he's just that dude. He wants a good connection. He hooked up with Doc Lock on AOL.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like,
Big
okay,
Sal, what's up, baby?
yeah,
Shout out,
man.
baby.
And so I'm like, I've heard of Doc Lock before, but like it sounds familiar. I might have seen it on the
So that's
books.
how you. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. All right. Go ahead. Go.
So Doc Lock and I are chatting, and I'm like,
This
oh,
is
you're
through
from San
AOL.
Francisco? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
This
right.
brings us back. AOL chat.
you know, and so yeah, and I was like, I'm gonna make Doc Lock part of Groovemekanex like right now.
Okay.
Like I didn't know that I was going back to
Hey,
VA.
take us back real quick. For those that don't know who Doc Lock is, he's out of where?
He's from the Mission
In
of
San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
Yeah. So the West Coast. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
West Coast.
all right. So that is. So when you flew back to SF, that's when you hit up Doc Lock. Is that how that worked
Yeah,
there? Okay.
yeah, yeah. I told him like, hey man, I'm going back, blah 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 blah. We'll hook up. And so for maybe 8 months, it was just he and I um, locking his Groovemekanex, while the East Coast Groovemekanex was still like
Got
active.
you, got you. So
You know?
let me take you back real quick, or you take us back real quick. Tell me your first initial impression of Doc Lock when you first met him.
Oh, this dude, man. Um, like his energy precedes him. First of all,
Ooh, for
like
sure, for
he
sure.
just like man.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you gotta paint the picture. I know you know I know who he is, but for those
mm,
that don't know who he is, you gotta really paint the picture of what he's like meeting him.
Doc Lock is ROG because he's older than me, right? Like 5 years older, maybe six. And so when I first met him, he has this like he's smiling all the time. He's friendly. Uh, for a guy like him that knows a lot, he doesn't hold it against anybody. Like just big-hearted, kind man. And so as him as a
Original video rat. What's up, baby?
mm,
Is
as
that
a
Fred? I think that's Fred.
Fred, as Fred. Yeah.
I'm not
What's
sure
up,
if that's
man?
that is Fred, but yeah. Um, yeah, okay, it is Fred.
Yeah.
What's up, dog?
Damn. Look, all these people here, right on.
Sorry,
Um,
Chad. Go ahead. So we're talking about Doc Lock.
yeah. And so we met at an event, and I forgot. Maybe it's like Cell Space, where we practice. Because when I came back, I was looking for places to practice, and all the heads were like, "Go to Cell Space." I said, "All right," right away, right? And met him up there, I think, and just just happy, just happy, man. That's how it is. So as a personality already, um, man, his energy, like his name precedes him. That's how, like, you've never met Doc Lock, but you know
Doc
of
Lock,
him.
yeah, for sure.
You know
You're not
what I'm
gonna
saying?
forget that name for sure.
Yeah. Other than the fact that who he is as a dancer. You know.
Right, right.
So it was just he and I for a little bit, for like 8 months, until
Hmm.
uh, Josh
So who?
Boogaloo Pimp told us
Okay.
about JP,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm like, yeah, I heard of
Hey,
JP.
shout out to Boogaloo Pimp right there, man. That's
Mm-hmm.
uh that's
Machine
that's a little
Gun,
brother too.
MGF. Yeah.
MGF, Machine Gun Funk for
Yeah, he's
sure.
the guy that started Machine Gun Funk. And so, yeah, so he introduced us to JP. Um, we went to this, I don't know if you were there, but we went to this, like a fashion event show. It was at the Crown Plaza or something like that in Mount San Mateo. I don't know if you were there.
I don't
I
remember
keep
that.
thinking,
If I was, I don't remember it.
you,
Sorry.
you know, and so like he said, yeah, JP's gonna be there. So me and Doc Ock went. It's like one of those, like, we were just there to see him, like, forget the
Ah,
event. And
yeah.
it felt like breaking, like when Popping Pete and Taco would come go somewhere, and
Oh, okay.
it was good, but it wasn't like that. But we
Right,
just
right,
like,
right.
check out this dude. We met him, and we just like got down.
Uh-huh.
We just clicked.
For sure. JP's one of the coolest cats too. And again, tell me what's your initial impression of him when you first saw JP.
JP, um, cool, but his locking style back then was like something I've never seen before. It's
It's definitely unique.
very unique. The character of itself is like, you can recognize the character. It's
Yeah.
street, but you've never seen anybody lock in that character. Stuff changed when locking made its revolution here, like what, like 10, 11. I mean, not locking, strutting. About 10, 11 years ago.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why JP locks the way he does now. But then I was like, bro, like, I've never seen anybody lock like this. And I've seen a lot, like, all the Rock City crew events, the New York City Breakers events, like being out in the East Coast, Rennie Harris's shows, all that stuff.
Oh, I
All
didn't even see Nancy says what's up.
Nancy Raby.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Oh, Nancy. Right on.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I
What's
didn't
up,
notice that
everybody?
earlier. What's up, Nancy? Thanks for
Wow.
dropping in.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah, JP for sure, for sure. Okay, let's move on. So who's after JP? Who got into
Um, the next person would be Dennis.
Dennis
Dennis. And
Infante?
so
Yeah.
Dennis was JP was trying to get Dennis in. Um, Dennis was what the he was he the founder of Chain Reaction Bay Area, the choreo group.
You know what? I'm gonna have him on next week. So we'll
Mm,
definitely I'm gonna have him explain chain reaction, new origin, all that stuff. So
yeah,
so we're gonna get the answer.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've heard of Dennis throughout other people, but JP was like, okay, you got to check out Dennis.
Right.
So he's trying to get Dennis to come to DNA Lounge on Fridays. Um, just check him out. Doc Lock had a pretty good presence already with the people that want to learn locking here, because
Yeah.
he was off and on teaching.
Hmm.
He was off and on dancing. He didn't like dance completely until Groovemekanex, right? Um, but Dennis used to be like, lock a little bit, and if he sit down, I'm like, oh man, that's it, right? But I met him, actually, no. Let me make that correction. I heard of him through this guy named Edison,
Okay.
one of the Chain Reaction guys.
Yep.
Yeah. And so he
Shout out
kept
to
telling me,
Edison
like,
right there.
yeah, definitely, man. Like, without Edison, it would have been a while until I met Dennis. And
Okay.
then JP, it was like, oh yeah, yeah, this guy Dennis, you know.
And what was your impression of Dennis when you first met Dennis?
Um,
Do you remember?
very reserved. The first impression, okay,
Yeah.
and so very reserved, shy. Uh, when he locks, he'll be like, one time, and then he'll sit down, you know.
Okay.
You know, so it wasn't a jam with him till he got comfortable. I guess
Okay.
it's what it is, you know. But
No.
you know, Dennis is like, he's one of the illest, man.
Oh,
His
no doubt. No
his
doubt.
locking real clean, real like there's something about it that is he locks or he can lock like the way everybody else does, but he's just different. He sets himself aside, and he doesn't. I don't think he does it on purpose, but he's definitely like in between us because me,
Yeah, first
and
he's a
Doc Lock,
clean dancer for sure. Definitely
yeah,
clean. Is
yeah, all the way through.
and he's so
DJing,
versatile. You know, it's just not just locking. He does multiple styles.
yeah,
So
yeah,
props to
and
Dennis
of
for
course he's
sure,
funky.
for sure, for
Um,
sure.
but yeah,
All right,
but Dennis is
and
that dude that's in the middle between who we are, like me, JP, and Doc Lock are like different lockers compared to like uh, DSP, all these guys that kind of have the same structure, but Dennis just looks different, you know.
so after Dennis, who's do you remember?
Mikey P,
Mikey P.
yeah,
Shout
Mikey,
out to Mikey P.
yeah, yeah, Mike.
And how did that happen?
Oh shit, Mikey P. I guess he was told to go to DNA. Right, it's always the places, right? And sees me locking and comes up to me and was like, "Are you Chaz with Groovemekanix?" Like, and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah."
Right, right.
Coming from that background, but he was already a strong locker, man. You know, his style is different too because it's more. I think he kind of had the influence from like what's that guy's name?
Talking
The
about
dude from
P-Lock.
P-Lock. Thank you.
I don't know if he likes people saying that,
You know,
but
but his energy,
yeah,
some of his power moves, you know.
yeah.
But
But I think that's a compliment too, because I
it
mean, P-Lock
is,
is such an incredible locker. So if
yeah.
anybody compares you to him, I think you should take it as a compliment. So
Oh yeah,
take it as a compliment, Mikey.
yeah, yeah, man. P-Lock was what like winning stuff for like 20,
Jeez,
20 times in a row or something like that.
I don't know, but
Like how
it
you
doesn't,
gonna
to
beat
me it doesn't matter if
20 times?
winning or losing. It's just
Yeah.
you pass the litmus test, the eye test. If you see somebody that's sick, you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to tell me about the records. I don't care about the records.
Yeah.
I just love what I see. So
Yeah.
that's it. Period. So
Yeah. And
so
I
that's
say that
cool.
because his determination, his P-Lock's determination, the energy, that he just loves locking to the point that he loves
Right.
it so much as he's winning, you know.
Right. Right.
And if you're
Yeah.
winning in Europe, it's a whole different story than winning out here,
Sure.
you know.
Sure. Yeah. So Mikey,
So
that's yeah. Shout out to
yeah,
Mikey P.
Mikey P.
And
No, wait. After Dennis was Miriam. That's right.
ooh, Mimi Miriam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. By
Out
the
of
time
France.
by the time I got here, Lauren was already here, and that Lauren's my friend from Virginia. Like I used to teach her and a whole bunch of like that group.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then so me, Doc Lock, Lauren. I'll make that correction.
Okay.
JP,
Oh, okay.
Miriam, Dennis,
Okay. Mikey P.
um, Little B, and then Alan.
Okay. So after Mikey P, Little B, and then
Hmm.
Allen.
Yeah,
Okay. And those are the last two.
the last two.
The last two that's in there.
Yeah.
For those that are asking, are you accepting auditions?
Okay. Um,
how
it's
does
not.
how does one get down? How does one
Um,
get down with the Groovemekanex?
it's not so much audition. You
That's
definitely got
right.
to
You
know
never
your
said
line.
audition, anyways. Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
You never
You
audition.
you either ask or get asked,
Right, right.
and so
If you fit, you fit. Right.
yeah, yeah, and that's the thing.
I
That's the
feel
thing.
you.
So it's all about personality. If your personality fits with us, that's JP's influence. on that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Okay.
learned from JP, especially when it comes to like people in community. When it comes to him, he'd always say like, well, a lot of the dancers he dances with now, they all just grew up together.
Yeah.
They,
Yep.
they didn't dance before or just mess around with it. You know, Caitlin. Um, and then okay, they got serious, but the rapport had been
K Fresh.
a while back, right? The rapport had been built a while back.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
If you're a fit or
Cool,
not.
man. One of the things I have to say is that, us here in the Bay Area, this is what I hear. I hear a lot of people love our vibe, the dance vibe, and especially the locking community. The locking community. So and you, the Groove Mechanic, is a huge, huge part of that. So definitely, on behalf of everybody, I want to thank you for
Yeah.
holding it down, brother. And having said that, I want to quickly move over to showing this off. This is your Instagram. Your
Yes, it is.
Instagram. Look at you right there, bro.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah, this is and is it cool? I just
Yeah.
want to make sure people can hit you up right on
Yeah.
Funkle
Please do.
Chaz right
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and if anybody needs to get a hold of him, and check it out, man. You got a lot of footages here as well. You definitely showcase the community, showcase yourself getting down. So I definitely want to let people know this is a great way, right, to get a hold of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah. One of the first things I check, you know, when it comes to social media.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yeah, man. I love community. I love putting people on. Um, that's it. That's it. You know.
Bro, this is so dope, man. I know, I said, remember earlier, right before we started, I said I want to try to keep this around 30 minutes,
Hmm.
and I know I told you I failed miserably on
Yeah,
that
but we
because
had tech time. We
we,
had
yeah,
tech.
yeah, yeah, and we definitely need to do more of this, because you have so much history that, and we didn't even talk about DC culture shock, and we're gonna get to that probably in the next episode. However, now I want to move to what I call the lightning round. This is where we're gonna play a game, this or that. All right. Uh, there's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
You just chose either this or that, and you could explain. If you want to explain the answer, go ahead. If you don't, it's all good. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
So you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's showcase this one. All right, we're gonna start it. Choose one, funny or smart.
Smart.
Okay. Iced coffee or hot coffee.
Hot coffee.
Okay. Blue or red.
Blue.
All right. Air or water.
Wow. Air.
I mean, it could mean anything to you, right? So if you want to explain, it's all good. If not, we'll move
Yeah.
forward.
I love the air, man. I love wind.
Okay. Yeah.
When it's storming and it's windy, I actually literally go out,
Wow.
like yeah, and just like feel it like it's like a Thor thing. I don't know,
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah.
like a
All
phone
right.
call.
Next one. Text or phone call.
Phone call.
OG like me, bro.
Mm.
Passenger or driver.
Um, I want to be passenger, but I'm usually the driver.
Good, good, good. All right. Day or night?
Crap. um, I am a morning person.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with day.
Okay. What time do you get up, man?
Um, if I sleep at 3, I'll get up at 6. If
Oh,
I sleep at 12, I'll get up like at 5:30, sometimes 4. It's the military thing.
I was gonna say it's the
Yeah, yeah.
military thing, but you know what though? It might be same with me, man. I think it's age too, dude.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah,
Like
but
if I
all
sleep
good.
too late, man, I start playing music in my head. My head is just like
Mm.
I start hearing music and I'm like, ah, damn, 6, 6:10, and that's when it usually does.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move forward. Here we go.
Hmm.
Pancake or waffle?
Waffles,
Waffles. Cardio or weights?
weights. I like
Must
really.
be the military thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Motorcycle or bicycle?
Bicycle.
Okay. Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Tupac. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uber or Lyft?
Lyft.
Mm. Sammy Davis Jr. or Nicholas Brothers?
Nicholas Brothers.
Strength or flexibility?
Flexibility.
Okay. Soup or sandwich?
Soup, baby.
What type of soup, bro?
Annie. Right now, I'm on this Greek soup called. It's from Jack's restaurant.
Uh huh.
It's called avoglamoni. Lamono. Avoglamono.
Was that
It's
French?
great. No, it's Greek. It's
Oh
it's
yeah,
a
you just
cream
said
soup,
French.
but it's got that bitter thing to it
Uh
or
huh.
tart thing. Y'all got to try it,
All right. All right.
please.
All right. Moving forward. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Dine in or delivery?
Dine in.
Dine in. Yeah, but too bad we can't do it
Yeah,
right now,
can't
though.
do nothing.
Breaking or Beat Street?
Beat Street.
Salsa or bachata?
Bachata.
In Sync or Backstreet Boys?
Neither.
All right. If you had to choose one, though.
If I gotta do it, probably crap. NSYNC.
All right. All
You
right.
know,
Toilet paper over or under?
under
Under. Rhythm or balance?
rhythm,
Music or podcast?
music,
Meat or veggie?
meat,
Mayo or mustard?
mustard,
Money or free time?
free time.
Free time, yeah.
You can always use your free time for money.
Wait, say that again.
I said you can always use your free time for money.
How does that work? You use your
I mean,
free time to make money, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You know, because then if you think of money, then you might put yourself in an institution in a construct. But if you're thinking like free time, well, what do I want to do with my free time? Oh, okay. I want to work for my free time
Okay.
and then be off on my free time.
All right.
You know, in control, right?
Good. Let's move forward. Here we go. iOS or Android?
iOS,
Taco or burrito?
Taco,
Prince or Michael?
Prince,
Jackson 5 New Edition.
Jackson 5.
City or countryside?
Crap. City.
City. You live in the city.
Yeah, but I love the country.
Yeah. Peanut butter or Nutella?
Peanut butter,
Ocean or mountain?
mountain,
Facebook or Instagram?
Insta.
Instagram. We just showed off Instagram too.
Yeah,
Basketball, football?
football.
Football.
I love football.
George Clinton or Bill Clinton?
George Clinton.
All right. Shop online or shop in store?
In store.
In store. Yeah, too bad we can't.
Exactly.
Disneyland or Disney World?
Neither.
Neither. If you have to choose one.
But if I have to choose one, probably Disneyland.
Disneyland. All
I
right.
got my own stipulations about Disney.
Okay. Horror or comedy?
Comedy,
Car or truck?
truck,
Dog or cat?
dog.
Yo, that is it, my brother. Thank you for
Yeah.
playing this game.
What does all that mean, though? Is that one of those psych things?
No, no, it's just whatever we want it to mean. It's just for fun. I don't know if it tells us anything about, about us or whatever, but it's just fun. And a lot of times you don't have that much time to think about it, right? So it's just
Yeah.
like, hey, choose one, right? So whatever comes to your head, just pop it. Like I said, there's no wrong answer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But there is meaning to that. You already know. Oh, Chaz is a dog person, not a cat person.
Right, right. But the thing
I
is,
would
like,
think he'd be a car, but he likes trucks.
right, right. But sometimes, it's like you said, it could be neither, it could be both, right? Like
Yeah.
car, truck, right? Sometimes, shoot, if I just used the truck yesterday, that might be on my mind. But whereas more time than often, I'm driving a regular car. So
Yeah.
I don't know. either way.
crossover. You know,
Right,
man.
right. But
Well,
bro,
man, it's a pleasure,
it's
man.
definitely a learning experience, man. You know, you got so much history, and I want to bring you on because I wanted people to hear this and share this with you, right?
Yeah.
We'll say, hey, Nancy just said, what's that? I was with you, Chaz, and tell the TP. Which one's? Oh, toilet paper. Oh, you
Why do
you
you like
lost
it?
her. You lost her with the toilet paper, bro.
You know, it's interesting because most women prefer under. You know,
How do you know that?
um, just discussions, man. Just, just
Oh,
shit.
I
Like
see.
you're like, okay,
I
we're
see.
talking about this. You know what I'm saying?
I see. I
Okay,
see.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I agree too, but
Right. But hey, as we said earlier, there's no right or wrong because
yeah, yes,
maybe sometimes he puts it over.
yeah, yeah,
But bro, thanks again for coming
man.
on, man. We
Thank
definitely
you
have
for
to do
having.
this again.
Thank you for having me.
You know, there's so much. Oh no, over Nancy. But yeah, man, there's so much knowledge. You know, you are definitely a pillar of the locking community here in the Bay
Likewise with you.
Area. You know, so thank you, man. Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that, and thank you
Thank
for taking
you,
your
man.
time coming out here. Oh, Fred just said he lost you after MJ and Prince.
Prince. Okay.
He's got an MJ, but you know, man, it's so close, right? I don't know. I think didn't Dennis do a thing on MJ versus Prince? He had a whole night where he's spinning both of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
They
maybe
had
not just
those.
him. There's so many DJ that does that too. So
Yeah,
it's I
at the
think it's always
mezzanine.
right.
Um, yeah, man. I think Michael Jackson's the prince or the king of pop, right? Prince is not there. He's more on the low, you know.
But that
So
boy's
his
funky still,
sound.
man.
Oh
Oh,
yeah, they're both
both
funky,
of them, dude. It's
you know.
yeah,
They're both funky. I mean, thanks to Quincy Jones, right? Because
yeah,
Quincy Jones is the one that produced Michael Jackson.
right,
Prince, on the other hand, he didn't have anybody but himself. Other than the fact that his sound is completely different from Quincy Jones. He's trying to do something different. So Prince gets deep, you
Prince
know,
gets deep for sure.
and
Yep.
and you know even though they're popular in their own right in general, Prince just like is subdued, and I like that stuff. I like it when
Yeah.
you have to figure out what you're looking at, as
Right.
opposed to like what's obvious,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Yeah,
So, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. You know, with my brother Chaz. Thanks for dropping in again.
yeah.
I do want to make one quick announcement. You know, tonight 9 o'clock, man. I'm gonna get on Twitch again. I'm gonna get back on, and we're gonna do
Hey,
our poppin' dance drills. You know, especially nowadays, right? We're all quarantined, we're locked in at home and stuff like that. A lot of people can't take dance classes, and I just want to provide for the community and for anybody that want to get started
I'm gonna write that down.
in popping. You know, we're just gonna come back in here, man. Just drills, and especially for the people that want to get started, right? This is totally for beginners. And you know, if you already pop, it's all good. You know, I welcome everybody to come in and share your knowledge, right? But my thing is, I remember coming in, you know, with pop in, it was such an intimidating art form. You know, like I remember going to see poppers. They just look so mysterious. I mean, even breakers, right? You know, I remember going to see breakers. I feel intimidated, but if you see poppers, they have that mysteriousness to them. You know, to me, when I first see a sick ass popper, it's almost like looking at a freaking magician. You know, like an illusionist, because they just so classy. You know, they hold the pose nicely, and all of a sudden, bam, they have that snap, and your mind, you're just like, how do they do that? You know, whereas if I'm looking at breaker, I'm looking at somebody else, I'm like, oh yeah, I could see that they're physically kicking in the air, they're physically spinning. So I'm not wondering how they do it. I'm just saying what they did is really hard. But as far as popping, I'm like, I can't comprehend how they just make their body do that. So that's what I mean when I say I'm kind of intimidated by popping when I first started. And if you feel the same way, that's why tonight I'm gonna try to break it down. You know, talk about technique and how to get that and how to get started with popping. So hopefully nobody gets intimidated, but you guys could try to reach that and add that to your dancing vocabulary. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So hope to see everybody tonight, 9 o'clock, same bat channel, same place. Especially Twitch. Twitch is to me, I'm new to the Twitch game, so I'm gonna have to get you on that, brother, because I think it's better for live action. When people have to immediately ask you questions and things like that. I think it's pretty dope. Um, so, guys, I know this ran longer than the 30 minutes that I thought, but it's always a pleasure to have you, my brother Chaz. We're gonna
Man,
definitely have you back
thank you for
again.
having me.
All right. Any last word of wisdom for all our dance viewers out there?
Live dance. Live dance. However that is mean to you when it comes to you not dancing, but you living dance. Uh,
Yo, brother
Check
Dennis
it
just
out.
said he's just popped in. What's up? What's up? Hey,
Oh man.
hey. Dennis versus food. I forgot your name, but we're gonna have you on, brother. We're gonna have you on. Drop some knowledge as well. But sorry, live dance. That's nice and sweet, bro. I
Yeah.
love it.
Live dance. That's it.
That's
Be
it.
funky. Stay grooving.
Be funky and stay grooving. I love it, man. All
Yeah.
right, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Chaz, my
Thank
brother.
you all.
Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you.
Man, Seach, man, thank you for doing this. That's some pillar stuff right there. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
All love, baby. All right,
Keep it
guys.
going. One
See
love.
y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.